Miss Lori here. 2 days after the surgery, I had the surgery day before yesterday. I apologize for not updating, but on the day of the surgery, once I got home, all I did was sleep the rest of the day. Yesterday, the swelling was terrible. So, once again, I had one wisdom tooth pulled on this side, and then I had the quarter-size cyst on this side. So where he just pulled the wisdom tooth, that's great, no problems, feels great. I don't know what to say. I mean, I can barely tell. I'm being careful with it. I can't even really tell I've had a tooth pulled. On this side where he took the cyst out, swelling was terrible, all down in my jaw, down the side of my neck. I'm not sure if you can see today, but there's a lot of, still some residual swelling, but bruising. It's a nice shade of purple and red. So not sure if you can see that. Also on my lip, not sure what happened there. Maybe it's where they hang that little cup, that thing that sucks the spit out of your mouth. I don't know. I got like a little canker sore right there, which has bothered me quite a bit, and my lip is swollen. But it's over. I survived it. No broken jaw, no nerve damage. I was pretty out of it. They took an x-ray at the end of the surgery, and I did not have my glasses on. And he said something about we'll take an x-ray every 2 months for a year to see how your jawbone recovers and whether or not we have to do another surgery. So not sure what that means. Maybe he didn't get all the cyst and there just wasn't enough jawbone there, and he's going to let it grow back and go for it again, which does not thrill me out the wazoo, but we'll do what we have to do. So that could be what that means. I'll find out when I go back for my follow-up the end of this month. When they were helping me into the car and giving me the follow-up instructions, the nurse said soft food diet for 6 weeks. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, you are to be on a soft food diet for 6 weeks. No biting, no chewing anything hard. Scrambled eggs, mashed potatoes, that type of thing, because your jawbone is very thin and we don't want it to fracture. So I am on a soft food diet for 6 weeks, but I've been thinking about that, and no biting, no chewing. You can pretty much cut about anything up into small pieces. I guess that means no steak, so I'm glad I had my steak dinner before I had the surgery. Probably no hamburgers, no sub sandwiches, no hot dogs. But a lot of things can be made soft, and you can eat that by chopping it up with a fork or spoon, or even putting it in a blender. So I'll miss my steaks and things of that sort, but we'll do what we have to do. So now I'm just waiting to heal in about 3 weeks. Before I go back for the follow-up, I'm scheduled to go on vacation with my family for a few days, so that's probably going to be fun. Or they're going to be eating all kinds of great food, and I'm going to be living off of soups and ice cream or whatever. But once again, we'll do whatever it is we have to do. I'm just glad that it's over with and I'm alive. And all the horror stories of nerve damage thus far has not come true for me. Hopefully there will be no future surgeries scheduled. Well, let's say no more surgeries in my future as far as that cyst goes. So I hope he got it all so it doesn't grow back. Hopefully my jawbone's going to recover. So now I'm down to the one wisdom tooth that's still there. Hopefully it'll just keep hold of that. I am glad to have this one gone, by the way. It even feels better, although I haven't run my tongue back there or been able to eat anything. It feels better just having that thing gone. It was not in straight. It had a huge cavity in it, and every time I ate, there was food in it, and so I spent the next couple, 3 hours picking food out of that tooth. So I'm glad that one was gone, and it doesn't bother me at all. And by the way, they were waking me up from anesthesia, so I was awake for them pulling that one. I was really groggy, but I did know, was aware that they were pulling that tooth from the left. So evidently they did this one first under the full anesthesia, turned it off, and was bringing me up as they pulled the other tooth. I know at one point I crossed my legs on the chair, and not sure who it was, but somebody reached down and grabbed by the pant leg and uncrossed my legs. So, but I was aware for the tooth being pulled, didn't feel a thing though. So, I'll continue to check in with you. Hopefully we won't develop any complications or anything. So I'll continue to follow up with you on my recovery and what's going on. Anybody has any questions or anything, just put them down in the comments. I think the one thing I want to say for sure is always get a second opinion. No matter what kind of medical procedure you're having, whether it's oral or something completely different, it never hurts to get a second opinion. If you're not comfortable with the surgeon that you see, then find another surgeon. Find somebody you can trust and you're comfortable with. There's nothing wrong with a second opinion. I mean, you know, even if you have to pay for it out of pocket, go for a second opinion. This is my second surgery this year, and hopefully the last one this year. And both times I went for a second opinion because I was not comfortable with the first opinion that I received. And maybe in a future episode I'll tell you about the other surgery. But anyway, going to take another day or two off of work, hopefully to get rid of some of this bruising and let those sites heal up a little more. Probably shouldn't say this, but I am a smoker, and I'm just about to die for a cigarette because I have not had one. I had one before I went in the parking lot of the surgery center before I went in, and he wasn't happy with that and fussed at me about that. But I have not had a cigarette since then, and that's kind of tough to deal with. So I think that's another reason I'm taking so many naps, is I don't think about it. But I'm going to finish up now. Starting to hurt with all the talking, which is, you know, that's my job too. I'm a consumer relations representative in a call center. So I'm going to give it a couple more days to heal up. But anyway, came through good. Thanks for all your well wishes and all your prayers. The surgery went pretty good as far as I'm concerned. It went great. I couldn't have expected a better result, except maybe not the soft food diet, but I'm really happy with how things have gone so far. And the main thing I want to stress is no matter what's going on, if there's a surgery coming up in your future, get a second opinion. If you don't like the second opinion, go for a third. So this is Lori signing off. I'll check back with you in a few days. Maybe when I go back to work, I'm going to take a couple of days. Maybe I'll check back when I go to work. But thanks, guys, and have a great weekend.